Right, now that you have revised by watching the two videos, let's get started to do the corrections for human respiratory system. Okay, now Jack measured his breathing and heart rates during his exercise at 5-minute interval over 30 minutes. He recorded his results in the table below. And before I continue, just a reminder that once you have, even if you have gotten this correct, please do listen to the video. Perhaps Mr. Long marked your work wrongly in the worksheet. Who knows, right? Let's take a look now. Now in this table, there are 3 sets of information given. Time in 5 minutes interval, the breathing rates per minute, and the heart rate per minute. So let's try to observe some trend. So from the 0th minute to the 20th minute, notice that the breathing rate was increasing 10 to 16, increases to 20, increases to 32, increases to 34. And from the 0 to the 20th minute, the heart rate was also increasing from 58 to 60 to 70, 76, and 85. And from the 20th minute to the 30th minute, it started to decrease. The breathing rate started to decrease from 34 to 28 to 20. The heart rate started to decrease from 85 to 73 to 60. So this is a trend that we can observe from this table if we read it carefully. So which of the statements here are correct? For the first 20 minutes, which is up to here, first 20 minutes, Jack's heart rate and breathing rate are increasing. Let's take a look. Breathing rate increasing, heart rate increasing. So actually number 1 is correct. For the first 20 minutes, Jack's heart rate is increasing. That's true. But his breathing rate is decreasing. This part is not true. So this is a partly true statement. The first half is true. The second half is not true. So option number 2 is wrong. For the last 10 minutes, Jack's heart rate and breathing rate are increasing. Last 10 minutes, we notice that both of these breathing and heart rates are decreasing. Nothing is increasing. So both of these are wrong. And for option 4, last 10 minutes, Jack's heart rate is increasing. You know for sure this is wrong because the heart rate for the last 10 minutes is decreasing. Okay, so after examining all the statements, we find that number 1 is correct. Okay, I'm not sure why there's 3 here. If I have marked it wrongly, my apologies. Please correct yourself. And let's move on to the next one. The diagram shows a part of the human body system. Now by now you should be very familiar, and after our revision video, this represents a respiratory system. So this one is this respiratory system. Please write this down. And there are several parts. It starts off with this nose, alright, down to the lungs and to the windpipe, my apologies, windpipe, then the lungs. So write this down, windpipe and lungs. Now which one show the correct functions of A and B? Remember what happens at B? Gaseous exchange happens at B. Let's write this down, gaseous exchange. Windpipe just allows the gas to travel in. Gases to pass from nose to lungs. And the other way around as well, of course. Let's check A. Food? No, it's not about food. This is a respiratory system, not a digestive system. Alright, food again? Wrong. Let's find out all the wrong stuff. Allow exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Allows transport of air from nose to lung. Now these two are very close. Let's check. A is just a pipe. It's a windpipe. It allows the transport of air from nose to lungs. It does not allow the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. This exchange only happens at the lungs. So this is definitely wrong. This is correct. Let's confirm it here by looking at B. Now it will be always a mistake just to depend on looking at one column, because sometimes we may make mistakes here. So it's always good to check the other half of the table. So B allows the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide is correct. So we have confirmed that the answer is 3. Next. The diagram below shows the circulatory systems of a human. The arrows represent the movement of blood. So remember the 3 parts. And in the revision video which you have watched, they arrange these 3 rectangles in this order. It doesn't matter which order the parts are arranged. What matters is how the blood flows, and therefore the concentration or the amounts of carbon dioxide and oxygen in each of these parts in the circulatory system is the important part. Based on the diagram above, which of the blood vessels are rich in oxygen? Remember we talked about lungs is where we take in oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. Remember all these short forms that we use? We take in oxygen. Now the blood that leaves the lungs are rich in oxygen. Therefore, oxygen rich. Goes to the heart to be pumped to the rest of the body. So the blood here is also oxygen rich. Once the body used up the oxygen in the blood, it will give the waste gas carbon dioxide. This part here is carbon dioxide rich, and this blood here that is the heart is pumping to the lungs is also carbon dioxide rich. And of course at the lungs help us to get rid of this waste gas carbon dioxide. So which of these are rich in oxygen? P and Q are rich in oxygen. 2 is the answer. Next one. What are the gases in our air and their percentages? This is something you can just refer to your textbook. Nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide 0.03%. The amount of water vapor, better write this word, water vapor. Do note that you're not supposed to write down these chemical symbols in the test because you're not supposed to use them yet. We are using this to help you to write fewer words in our practices. Okay, water vapor, it depends on the location where the person is. Other gases will all be less than 1%. What are the parts in each of the following systems? We did this in our workbook. Respiratory system, we have this, start with N. Okay, start with W. Alright, the last part start with L. Great. For the circulatory system, there are 2 parts. One start with H, the other one would be this. Can you remember what these things are? Right, the heart pumps the blood around the body and the blood flows in blood vessels. At which part of the respiratory system does the exchange of gases take place? We already learned this at lungs. What can we do to increase the heart rate? We can do any form of activity. So for this part, so long as you can write down something that shows a person exerting himself or herself, like running, playing sports, walking up the staircase, anything of that sort is fine. What can we do to slow down the heart rate? Anything that talks about resting, sleeping, lying down will help you to calm yourself down and reduce your heart rate. Now when we exercise, our muscles in our body need more oxygen. So how does the body send oxygen to all parts of the body? Well, firstly, the heart must beat faster. Alright, when the heart beats faster and we breathe faster, so 2 things, we breathe in faster, our heart beat faster, and when that happens, the gaseous exchange that happens in the lungs will be greater. So we breathe in faster to take in more oxygen. Alright, so we breathe in faster, take in more oxygen. This is at the respiratory system part, at the lungs. And our heart beat faster to send more oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. So how do you phrase the answer? First part 1, we breathe faster so we can take in more oxygen. The heart beat faster to send more oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. So this is a sequence of how you can write this answer. What is the name of the blood that is rich in oxygen? Oxygenated blood. What's the name of the blood that's poor in oxygen? your deoxygenated blood. Now we discussed this in class before you had your party that day, so I'm just doing a quick one here. What's the waste gas that our body produces? Carbon dioxide. How does the body get rid of the waste gas? Well, by exhaling, we remove the waste gas at the lungs. That's where the gaseous exchange happens, at the lungs. What are the fine things that our blood carry? In the respiratory system, you will take in definitely oxygen. Our blood carry the waste gas called carbon dioxide. In your digestive system, we take in digested food and we transport that around the body. In the digestive system, in the large intestine, it absorbs water, excess water, before it removes the rest of the waste. Alright, and any other thing else? And waste. Our body also carry other form of waste, and we need to carry this away. For example, when we go to the toilet and pee, we are actually having waste being sent from our blood to different parts of our body, and we exhale away some waste gas like this through our lungs. We remove some waste from our body elsewhere. Alright, so these are the other substances that are being carried away: oxygen, carbon dioxide, digested food. Alright, waste. Sorry, this is not blood. My mistake. I talk about water and wrote blood. Water and waste.